We had political segment, and now it's time for ENL, which is entertainment and lifestyle segment. And right now we are about to talk about the need for a national tourism policy. And I have with me Joseph Amartey, who is a youth tourism ambassador. Welcome, Joseph.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Fine.
Great. And it's all about the need Tosuga.
Tusuga, yeah.
Tosuga.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people at home probably haven't heard about it, but a lot of people have heard about it as well.
Yeah.
But for those who haven't heard about it, let's talk about Tosuga. What is Tosuga?
Okay. Let me once again use your medium to say good morning to my Honorable Sector Minister, Honorable Barbara Otinjesi, and then the Chief Executive Officer, Ghana Tourism Authority, Mr. Akosi Ajiman. And then a big good morning to Busak Fund that is supported by USA, Danida, and European Union. They are the reason why this advocacy for national tourism policy is really ongoing. Basically, Tourism Society of Ghana, or TOSUGA, we are working with the Ghana Education Service, and we are into promotion of domestic tourism from the grassroots. We're really making Ghanaians, or youth especially, to understand their own, know more about their country. So to say, I can say we are forming the tourism clubs in schools, and we have it in basic schools, senior high school, and tertiary institution. Currently, we have advanced to the general public.
Okay.
We have also engaged the youth groups within the communities, exactly, so that they could also have more interest in domestic tourism.
Okay.
So basically, that's
Right. Now, Tosuga is actually facing some challenges. Let's talk a bit about the challenges they're facing.
yes. The challenges, I think, it started when the new government took office because of the free education. You know, every association, every organization needs to really run. And then sometimes we depend on dues and other few stuff. But because of the free education, come on, you cannot tax the children or take any dues from them. So this has been one major challenge. But then we are still in talks to the government. We are talking to the government. We are talking to the tourism authorities to come to our aid, so that at least, because this is a good thing. As I speak to you now, previously people see tourism to be more of entertainment. But it is beyond entertainment.
It
Exactly.
definitely is,
So
yeah.
we are believing God that government is listening to us, and then the Ghana Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, because they have also seen the need of tourism club in schools.
Right.
Because today, as they are in the industry, if there are no more, who are to take over? The young ones. And we need to really inculcate into them what it's all about, so they could grow with it. So this has been our challenge. Funding the project has been.
So what do you
the
need a
major-
government to do, especially?
Yes, so we need government to really factor the tourism club or tourism education in the budget.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, that allocation could be given to Tourism Society of Ghana to make sure we also educate the children, the young ones, on tourism, or especially domestic tourism.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so currently, the government is not doing that?
Yes,
Or they're
we
doing
don't.
it, but it's not enough?
It's not enough to say, because we only get it as when there is a program. But then we need special allocation for that tourism education, because it's very, very necessary. We're trying to bridge the gap between industry and academia. There are a lot of people who come out from school who have studied tourism or tourism-related programs. But when they come, the difference is too vast. So the
Right.
question is that how can these people fit into the industry when they are out of school, so that the difference wouldn't be that much? When you come to the industry, the input there by the people working, besides some of the private organizations, you realize that it's far different from what they learn from school.
Right.
But then we need to bridge that gap. And I think since 2006, that the Tourism Society of Ghana came into existence, we have seen difference. And we believe that if government should give us more support, more things
You said
could be
free
done.
education is affecting it.
It has affected us, that's the fact, because we used to take dues from the parents whose children are part of the association or the club. But if government says free education, and of course,
But
you
government
go-
didn't say free tourism.
yes, once it's free education, anything has to do with money from children, I think you have to guard against it.
Did
If
the
you don't
government
take
say
care,
that?
once it's free education, no money should be taken from even PTA. I happen to be a PTA chairman of one second institution in Teshi Technical Training Center. I've been a PTA chairman over 6 years now. Even dues from parents has been a challenge, because free education, so virtually everything is free. So we need to look at that also.
I think we need to clarify that. If free education is for education, and it didn't state that it's supposed to be for PTA dues, it didn't state it's supposed to be for tourism, then it looks like we are mixing it up a little bit. Is it that the parents are the ones who don't want to pay, or is the free education that is cutting across all board?
Sometimes the challenge is the understanding of the parents. The government has said free education.
So then that doesn't
of course. So if you don't
that.
apply strategy to probably manage your association or your organization, it will end up conflicting.
Okay.
You know what the government has said. So you need to. We are not saying that government free education has really messed our project though, but we are looking at what the parents will end up saying, which could really go a long way to affect the government's probably statement. So we need to make sure that, okay, this is what the government has said. This is the understanding of the people. Even PTA, to be honest with you, when we even call for PTA meeting and we're telling them we need to contribute A, B, C, D for developmental projects, someone would just say, government said free, so why must we pay
but
this?
Even when school fees was going on, it was still the same, wasn't it? It wasn't every parent that was paying PTA dues.
It wasn't everybody, but this time it has become something else.
So what's the strategy you have put in place?
The strategy is that, you know, one, we need to educate the parents more, and education is not a one-time thing. It's a gradual stuff. So by God's grace, we've done that. Many of them have understood. It's rather unfortunate that any good thing, people read politics into it. What even need not to be politics, they try to, you know, take it to that direction. But God being so good, they have understood that aspect. So we believe that henceforth, things of this nature will really run smoothly, which will affect the association as well as affect government in power.
Right. Now, we are also here to promote the tourism policy, the national
Exactly.
tourism policy.
Yeah.
Why hasn't it been passed yet?
Yes, you know, we used to have a national tourism development plan, which has been in existence for some time. I think the first one came somewhere in 1996. You know, we had the first national development plan. And then, of course, up to 2003. And from 2003, another one also came from 2003 up to 2027, which, of course, we are still within that period. But then, National Tourism Development Plan is different from the policy. There's a saying that where there is no policy, or sorry, where there is no law, there is no offense. We believe that there should be a policy to guide the plan, you know, to make execution so smooth in a way. So therefore, government or these things should have been in place years back. But I always say that the tourism sector is a sector that I always salute people who work there, since whichever party, there hasn't been so much politics in the industry. So they follow the plan very
You
well.
nearly started political war here, right?
How?
You nearly did. Oh, well, you nearly did, but let's continue.
Okay. You know, there has been, as I say, the plan has been running smoothly, irrespective of government that's come in place, because I quite remember during the NDC time, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosejari, she did her best so well. She left for the MPP government. Honorable Catherine Abelema Afeku also continued, and now Honorable Barbara Otinjesi is also continuing. And of course, it is so interesting and lovely. But then we are still insisting that there should be policy. Policy in the sense that we are looking at the future. You understand? 50 years to come, 100 years to come. What are we living for our younger ones to come and probably inherit it and take this very country to the next level? In the sense that once there's policy, we don't know who may come the next government. That, of course, may also say that this is my direction that I'm going. But if there's policy, and we all know that the policy has to run from this stage to the next stage, everybody follows it. And, of course, the younger ones who will also come, they will meet it. More especially why we need a policy is that we are thinking about the youth of this very country.
Right.
I was so excited when I had appointment as a youth tourism ambassador for Ghana. That gave me more, the task became more, that we need to do more for this very youth. You need to advocate for them. So therefore, we are fighting for this policy so that there will be plans in it, more especially like the tourism education. It should be a must, you know, because the tourism, as we speak to you now, in the next few years, it could be the first sector that will contribute to our GDP.
The tourism education should be a must. It should be taught in schools. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, it should be taught. Though there are pieces that we touch, but we feel that it should be, I mean, the priority should be given to that.
Subjects.
Exactly. Because even when you look at the informal sector, most of them are even within the tourism sector. They are doing things that are tourism related. Looking at it from even your beautiful makeup today, they all belong to the sector. Yeah, it's a creative art.
Okay.
You know, look at the designers, look at the artists, look at visual artists. They all belong to the sector. So it's a really big industry that serious attention has to be given to it, and then education, so that the children could really grow with it.
Right. Thank you so much, and we are grateful that you are advocating for this policy to be passed. I want you to give your final words.
Yes, my final words. Once again, I would like to say a big congratulations and thank you to Bootsack Fund once again, who are supported by Danida, European Union, and then USA. They have made this thing happen. And of course, we feel that the Tourism Society of Ghana, we also have a role to play in this very country. And of course, as much as the children are now understanding tourism, and they are not seeing it as an entertainment, but as a program and course, parents must also support so that Ghana will all belong to us tomorrow. But then we shouldn't forget to observe the COVID-19 protocols that His Excellency the President has really put in place.
Thank you for being here, Joseph, and we'll keep on supporting you.
Thank
it's
you
a good
much.
move. And thank you for watching this particular segment. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, Reverend Castons and George Lutrot will join us. For those of you who are fans, please don't tune out. We'll be right back.
Hello, viewers. I'm feeling very frustrated